Couple hours after starting this video, here's some results. Not perfect, but acceptable, and it always feels really good when you get this job done. Some satisfaction there, a little bit. If you like the outdoors, and more particularly trapping, you might want to turn this video off right now, because this is going to be a horrible one. I'm D.W. Verts. I'll be right back. Howdy y'all. So what I'm doing here is melting wax, waiting for the wax to melt down so I can wax coat my traps old school. Maybe old school ain't the best anymore, I don't know. Several issues. It's not a complaining video, this is just a truth video about me and how inept I am at this anymore. I've only got maybe, I don't know, 35 traps there, maybe. They're probably in quite 40 footholds. But my beaver and otter and body grip traps are just bad of shape. It's horrible. My shop's a mess. It's set for fishing more right now. There's some rifle stuff going on over there, though. But I used to love this. This part of the season, well, this part of the season, it's the middle of December. It's not the part of the season, it's trapping season. Trapping season's been open almost a month in Missouri, and I always waited till December. For what, the biggest, where do you start? The biggest thing is deer seasons. I don't like trapping amongst deer hunters. Conflicts from their end, or possibly my end especially, I don't like, so we've had 5 firearms deer seasons in Missouri so far. It's December, middle of December. We've never had so many firearms. The first one snuck up on me. The second one was a youth season snuck up on me. I think, whatever. So we ended our antlerless season yesterday, so I'm fixing to go trapping. The problem is, this stuff should have been ready a month, 2 months ago. It's the middle of December. I used to always do this. I liked October, a cool, crisp day in October, because it just felt like trapping stuff ought to be done in October. That's an ugly dude right there. Golly. Turn that on. I don't want to look at that. There. Can't see myself anymore. I used to love doing this, y'all. And trap preparation, the way I do it's a lot of work. My traps are pretty much all adjusted before I get started with this stuff. You got to fine tune them, of course. But I dye and wax old school. And I've actually done it real old school. I've dyed my traps in a firewood ash. Buried them in that, the way my dad did. Done walnut holes, done logwood dye. Then I wax them. It's a process. It generally takes about a week, because you have to have, I like some drying time, curing time, whatever. The problem is it has to basically be done every year the way I do it. At least the waxing part. And the dyeing part needs to be done this year too, because we're hot enough in Missouri in the summertime it degrades the traps. I've tried hanging them from rafters. I've put them in totes. The tote thing worked okay back in the day. Those old Rubbermaid totes were battle tough. Of course, I have several hundred traps. That's a lot of totes, and they crush and break. Well, the new ones just fall apart around the traps are sharp enough they break through them. So I quit doing that. So these traps been sitting all summer on top of metal next to a barn. Didn't work so well. The problem I have with my traps is rust. Loud chickens are not a problem with my traps. Now, I've been trapping a lot of years, y'all. That don't make me a professional or anything, but if you don't think that rust hurts your predator trapping, coyotes and foxes, I've seen coyotes caught in stupid sets with stupid situations. It makes me wonder. I've caught them in some weird stuff. But mostly, they do not like rust. They dig it up. Raccoon, especially a big old boar coon, is going to dig up a rusty trap. He's going to make a mess of it. So, I have some rusty traps here, but I don't have time to boil and clean them in muriatic acid, and which the muriatic acid really does clean them up good. Need to do that in August. Get them a good coat of rust. So, I'm going to wax over some rust. They're not major rusty, but they have rust. I'm going to wax over it and hope for the best. That'll work for around here. But I'm looking at maybe doing an adventure here in a month or so, a way trip for somebody. And I have to have better traps. Shut up! I have to have better traps than that for going away. So I need to set up a boil and dye situation. Well, you don't even have to boil. You have to have hot water. You can put them in cold water with dye for a week, and they come out pretty black. I wonder if that's the rooster my wife likes or one she don't like. I don't like rust. I guess there's ways around it. So my question is this. Do I step up to the plate and go new style with the cold dips that they have? It's basically hard paint. Is that something I need to do? I think it's more permanent than what I'm doing, because I have to do this almost every year. I think if I could preserve my traps better in cooler conditions, they'd be good, but am I ready to do something like that? That armor, I don't even know what they call them. What, speed dips. Speed dips what they come out with first. I know guys have a lot of luck with them. I tried them when they first come out. I didn't know about using good gas, high octane, no ethanol gas. It turned out a gummy, sticky mess. It took years. I finally had to burn that stuff off of them. It was gummy, nasty, stunk. I used cheap, plain old 87 octane gas. It didn't work. Do I need to do that? Maybe make it easier on myself? Because my quandary is time. I would have thought at almost 60 years old I'd have more time for this kind of stuff. I don't. Have business. I have other interests. I've been deer hunting 4 evenings all year for one deer. One deer night. Look at that. There's X. Bobcats don't care. I'm going to try catch cats. I love catching cats. Bobcats step on top of a rusty trap, sit on top of the ground. They don't care. That I've ever seen. But I got neighbors wanting coyotes killed. My away trip, man wants me to kill coyotes. Predators that hurt deer and turkey, which they do. Especially deer fawns. I don't know, what do y'all think? What are y'all doing? How do you keep your traps clean? How do you keep your traps from getting nasty? In the humid mid-south to south, I don't know if it happens up north. We get a lot, you get hot days up there too. I think the heat melts wax off of them. I really do. Especially when they're outside. You have a risk of problem inside of them getting scent on them. I'm a scent. I don't like smelly traps when it comes to coyotes and foxes anyway. And raccoons. Raccoons dig them rusty traps out, smelly traps. They love it. They let you know. They turn that trap over. I'd love to get a video of that. Turn that trap over upside down. Leave it lay right there on the ground for you to find. And when a trap's like that, you're not going to catch a critter in it that you won't. What are y'all doing? I know probably not very people are going to watch this video, but let me know if you would how you're keeping your traps preserved. Are you using new stuff? New stuff. It's been out for 30, 40 years now, but it's still new to me. I'm doing it the way my dad did it in the 40s. I like it. It's worked for me. That's the thing. It works. What I do works. I catch a lot of critters when I'm doing it right, but it's a major amount of work to do this right. It's like this wax. This wax can be all kinds of issues. I'm getting close. Getting close. It's never as close as you think. That wax can catch fire. Never ever had it happen. I keep that lid nearby just in case. Get too hot, it burns, it makes smell. Then we're trying to be smell free and not good. So let me know what y'all think. Been doing this my whole life, and I thought I had it pretty much figured out, but I get to the point here where I don't have time to do it right. See, this one here's got a fair bit of rust on it. It's surface rust. Little fox trap, 1 3/4, Bridger, Northwoods. That's what I'm trying to get away from. Let me know what you think, guys. Appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to doing some trapping. I'm going to start setting traps in a few days. I've got another dozen or 15 bobcat traps out here on drags. I like them on drags. I'll be doing those. I got another, a tote, probably 15 more footholds. They're better shape than these. They've been in that tote. I'll have 60 traps or so ready to go. That's plenty enough. I used to run a lot more traps than I do. I always think that I ain't got enough traps. Of course, you got to have backups. You got to have animals sometimes tear traps up. And instead of fixing that trap, you just get another one in the ground. So beautiful weather. Actually, too nice still in Missouri. We're definitely warmer than what we used to be. God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know. Don't be critical of my old ways. They've worked for me for a lot of years. Maybe it's time to change. So a couple hours after what you just are going to get ready to watch, 2 hours later, some results. Not perfect, but boy, there's always something satisfying. Shut up, Rooster!